Welcome to Convicted Hearts, Drina's Haven 916 collab. If you guys are in the house, let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know who's here. Welcome, Drina. I mean, I feel like this is a long time coming. We've been talking about
right?
this. Yes.
I think the last time we went live together, you, myself, and your girlfriend.
Yes.
That was like over a year ago.
I think it was Monica at the time.
Monica.
Yes, shout out to Monica. So here's some good news. Her husband is home.
What?
Yes, praise the Lord. He's home.
She needs to be on here. What is happening?
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. I'm just waiting till everything's good. He's off paperwork. There's no issues. I want to make sure. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So they will be on soon, and they're doing wonderful. She just got a new vehicle from her husband for her birthday.
Oh, yeah. Are you serious? Oh,
so shout out to Vic. Yes, Vic Red is in the house.
That's right.
And Ruben Sanchez. Shout out to both of these gentlemen. Big time supporters, you guys. We have a treat for you tonight. Something that, if I must say so myself, which I have to, because all of the credit goes to Drina's Haven 916. I have never heard this, in all honesty, spoken about on any other YouTube channel. That's just me personally. I've never heard anyone speak on these topics. And when you brought these things up in our conversation, and I was like, you know what? I like this. And this takes some guts, and some people really don't get a chance to delve into what we deal with as YouTubers. Mm-hmm. And in your situation, especially, you and your partner are YouTubers, content creators, I should say.
Yeah.
Hey, Harvey. Harvey Talks Prison is in the house.
Hi, Harvey. Ruben and Vic. That's what's up. Jen, do you have a Nightbot?
I'm sorry, what was that? A
Nightbot?
You're going to have to lace me up.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I think on my channel, Dirty Weather is streaming.
Okay.
My channel. So Nightbot, it's like an automated thing. It's like an automated app that you create the controls. So if anyone is on Drina's Haven 916, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. If you type in the comment section, Drina, Nightbot is automatically going to drop your channel link information.
Drina, you are lacing me up. I've never heard of this.
Girl, you got it going on. So, I mean, you're so much. I mean, you're used to going live. I'm a behind the scenes type person. I like to do my videos. Hey, Denise. I like to do my videos and, just kind of stay. I've always been like a behind the scenes type person.
Mm-hmm.
So being up front, close, personal, live, anything could happen. I'm very hesitant of that. Let's just say
I know.
It's like, you know what? Let's just do what scares me until it doesn't. Right?
Yeah. I'm with you. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yeah.
These topics, okay. I feel like maybe a lot of people have thought of these things, but nobody, like I said, is brave enough to really touch on it. Yeah. Hey, Bougie D, we spoke on IG, and she was like, let me hear about this. Yes. And we got Pastor Tony here.
Hey, Pastor Tony. Let me put my channel information in your link.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, let's see.
I'll put the banner back up too. I had both of our channels, and there we go.
Oh, it's not on here.
I'm still learning, guys, but
okay.
Good evening, ladies. Okay, Raymond says, good evening, ladies. I know of Dirty Weather. Sakra. That's right. This is his lovely lady right here, my friend Gina.
Mission.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I was trying to get to my account and then
Okay.
drop my channel link.
I'll put that banner every time I click on a name, it disappears. So I'll just keep going back and forth.
Okay.
And I will have Drina's channel link in the description of this video.
They're gonna put it in the comment section as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into it. You know, let's get it going.
Okay, so I get back to you.
Yeah.
There we
go. Let's talk about what it is like, you know. Maybe you would be better at explaining the details, but what is it like for us content creators to be in, let's, you know, help make it available to everyone. They either be in a marriage, relationship, partnership, whatever kind of, you know, relationship.
Yeah.
While being a content creator, what kind of doors does that open, and what are we exposing ourselves and our families to?
Okay. First, before we do that, 'tis the season. Yes, I am having
Cheers.
having a little glass of wine.
Ching ching. Yes. Hey Salvador, good to see you.
So what I was thinking when I reached out to you, and I know this was during COVID. COVID changed the game.
Yeah.
And COVID changed the game to the point where we were like quarantined together. And so in my situation, being in a relationship and a new relationship,
okay,
and being quarantined together, you really get to know a person. Ooh. Right? Okay. And so even without being a YouTuber / content creator, you already have your struggles and your concerns, your areas of opportunity, being in a relationship, especially for us females or us women when we are not queen conscious. And I talk about that a lot because being queen conscious is very controversial these days. Being queen conscious is not your outward adornment. I speak on that. It is your mind frame. It is how you think. It is how you carry yourself. It's so much more than just, you know, carrying a bag, you know, and having on, you know, several millionaires.
Right.
It's about your heart. And that is why I love your channel so much, because Convicted Hearts, the name itself is more than just a title. It's more than just the name of a channel. I really, really, truly embrace conviction. And I pray for conviction. So therefore, like when you're in a relationship, it's hard enough already without social media, without being a YouTuber or a content creator. But when you're in a relationship with someone who is a content creator,
yes,
or a YouTuber, there's some things that as women and females and being queen conscious, there's certain things that we really, really need to be mindful of.
Right.
I'm telling you, I won't tell you no lie.
I know you wouldn't.
You have to understand that as women, we are emotional. Yes. We are nurturers by nature. We tend to put more out there than what is really necessary, even when we try to do our best. As you know, you and I were speaking on, as we are, like, to me, everything is footage. Right. You know, I got my phone in my car and it's on the console, and I'm like, oh, that's footage. Click.
Yeah, I love that about you. I love that. That's so inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is my best time where I can vlog my thoughts when I'm alone, when I'm driving. First of all, I have anxiety driving, period. So it helps me. This is how I cope with it. It helps me if I can just talk and if I could just record while I'm talking. And I do it a lot. I just don't upload it. I just kind of, it just helps me. It's
Therapeutic, right?
therapeutic. Yes, thank you. That's
Yes.
the word. It's
Okay.
very therapeutic for me. So being a YouTuber and being a content creator is very we have to be aware of the dangers and the pros and the cons. I mean, it's not all bad, right? It's a good thing because social media is social media. It's 2023. Okay. The whole quarantine thing is over, and now here we are living our lives. And we're putting our lives out there. We're putting it on blast, and we're trying to be conscious of what we're sharing, what we're not sharing. And there are some misconceptions. There are some misconceptions. People think they know who you are just
Oh,
by the content that you put out there.
good point.
Would you agree?
I would definitely agree, but
Yep.
I don't think, and I think this innocently on behalf of others, and I know you do too,
Mm-hmm.
that people may not understand what we mean by that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But we're really, and many others who we love to watch and we love to support, are opening ourselves up to the world. This is
Yeah.
a global
Yeah.
platform,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's things that come with that.
There's so much that comes with that, and it's not just us. You're a mom.
Hmm.
I'm a mom.
Mom
you
first. Yeah.
you're a spouse. I'm a spouse. We
Yeah.
are someone's child. We are someone's sister. We are someone's child.
Yes.
And we are sometimes not cognizant of the fact that, for instance, I'll give an example.
Hmm.
I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she's 14. So you already know.
Yes, I do.
She don't want no cameras in her face.
Thank
She used to
you.
be like, I pull out the camera and she,
Yeah.
jumping in front of everything. Hey, mom, she
Uh-huh.
jumping in front of the camera. And now these days, she's like,
Yeah. Okay.
hey,
I feel that. I sympathize, empathize.
hmm,
My older ones who encouraged me to do this a couple of years ago are now like, keep that out of my face. Not quite in those words, but my little one is the only one who's like, let's go live, mommy. And I'm
oh,
I'm somewhat hesitant because of certain things that I'm
right.
sure you can understand.
Oh,
You only
yes.
can.
You know what I respect about your platform, Jen, is that when you go live, you have your beautiful background. You have your peaceful moment area, as I like to call it, and different from me, I will vlog all over the place. I'll vlog in my car. I'll vlog in a grocery store, the beauty supply,
Mhm.
the doctor's office, the dentist's office, and it takes sometimes for my man to bring things to my attention that I didn't think of. And he's
Okay.
like, babe, did you realize that our address was in
Mhm.
your backdrop? And I was like, wow, I didn't think of that. And
Yeah.
then in turn, he is a content creator, and I have to pull his coattail too and
Okay.
say, we go places and we travel a lot. And I promise you, every single time we go somewhere, whether it's the corner store, whether it's the casino,
Mhm.
the airport, wherever we go, there is every single time someone walks up to him and say, "What's up?" and says his name.
Really?
He don't even know who these people be. He does not know who they are, but they know who he is.
See, that's what freaks me out that day.
Right.
I imagine, and not in, I know you know what I mean. Like, it's such an honor and a pleasure to meet people. The ones we know are solid,
Yeah.
supporters. But in reality, we never really know who we're meeting.
You just brought out a great point. People who are solid and great supporters.
Mm-hmm.
We have to ask ourselves, excuse me, who is solid? Who is a great supporter?
Mm-hmm.
Are they the people who we've given all the answers to? Are they the people who could slide into the DM or slide into what is it, Facebook Messenger? I don't even do Facebook Messenger. I
Right?
have Facebook Messenger, but I do not check those because it's just too much going on.
Yeah.
And if I, they already know, okay, I love God, I love the Lord, I like to sing, my kids are involved in sports. I'm sharing all this information, but I'm basically giving all the answers. So of course they're gonna come with, "Oh, I love Jesus," you know, um, "My daughter's in sports," or we're giving all the answers. So we have to be very cognizant and aware of
Mhm.
what we're putting out there.
You're right.
Have to be, because of safety. Do you not know that you are a celebrity? You might not think so,
Mhm.
but you're a celebrity. But guess what? You're a celebrity running around town with no entourage,
Mhm.
no security, no bodyguard, and you just simply go into the grocery store.
You're right.
Imagine that. Imagine someone famous from like Hollywood, and they
Mhm.
just roll in the streets, you know, with no care of the world, not even tripping. So we
So
have to be
how,
very careful of that.
right. So that just threw me like it put me there. How do we handle that?
Man, that is a
The
great
question,
question.
right?
That is a very good question. I'd like to hear, like, in the
Uh,
comment section,
right?
what
What do you
what
guys
you think
think?
about that. You
Yeah.
know, of course, we don't want to, walk around tooting our horn talking about, "I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity.
No.
Would you like my autograph?" No, we don't walk around like that because we feel like we're just living our lives,
Yeah.
regular, normal people,
Hmm.
and we're not moving in that space. But we need to be conscious of the fact that, like I said, people walk up to him all the time. And for those of you who don't know me, I've only been a YouTuber since, like, what, 2019?
Hmm.
And my man has been a YouTuber way longer than that. So
Right.
he's got several thousand subs where I haven't even reached 1,000 yet. So when we go places and people walk up to him and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" I mean, we have been all the way in Vegas and people recognize him and know who he is. And I'm like, we need to be careful. Like, who is that? And he's like, "I don't know." But
Mm.
I feel like we're just so exposed.
You're right.
So there has to be a way for us to move, because uh, you are a content creator and you're in a relationship. So your man has your back,
Hmm.
but we want to resist that
Right.
sometimes due to insecurities.
Yeah. And in all reality, like, it might sound crazy, but until I heard that come out of your mouth right now,
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, that's right. Brenda, channel member, House, Denise, Artie.
Denise wants his channel. Babe,
Yeah,
drop your channel in the
yes. Please drop
comment.
it. Um, it's hard for me to think of myself as anything other than mom. You know.
Right. You know what? I just said that. I just said that on a previous video that I did, not maybe like yesterday or the day before,
Mhm.
that before anything else, I am a mother. I am
First,
a mom
yes.
first.
Yes.
And that is very important to me. So I have to be careful of what I'm putting out there
Mm-hmm.
about my kid.
See, and that's hard because at moments I've caught myself, and there was one subscriber who I will never, because I know she came from a good place,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
she was like, she checked me. She was like, Jen, um, I don't know that that's a good thing for you to be sharing
Hmm.
so much, with your little girl. I think we were doing a cooking video or something. It was completely innocent.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I appreciated her thought that
Mm-hmm.
went into
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And there is,
Uh-huh.
is that the right channel? Okay. I think I
Mm-hmm.
shared the right link. And, I hate to even bring this up, and I don't want to, it's almost like I don't even want to say his name just because I am so, and I know you feel me when I say this. We don't really speak on the dead, on the people who have passed away, but
Right.
the recent passing of a fellow YouTuber, despite how people may have felt about him or my own feelings,
Yeah.
um, that really made things real. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think one of the last interviews I even saw, and I'll just say it just out of respect with Savage Studios, that was, I really respected the way your spouse, Dirty Weather 916, had a realistic, just man to man interview. No,
Yeah.
excuse my, no BS, no,
Right.
pumping each other up. It was just like a real conversation.
Yeah. 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 And
And
I'm glad that you said that.
right.
I'm glad that you said that because there is a misconception
Mhm.
of who people think that we are
Yeah.
because of what they see.
Mhm.
And what you see on social media and
Yeah.
on YouTube is who we are,
Mhm.
but it is not all of who we are. And
Right.
he's not about the drama. I'm not about the drama.
Yeah.
I don't typically even do reaction videos.
Right. And that's like the new thing. you know,
I
I
find
see
it
it.
so hard to do reaction videos because I don't want it to appear that I'm judging anyone. Now,
Yeah.
trust me, I like watching it.
Yeah, me
I
too. Me too.
like
But
watching it,
uh,
but I don't want to be that one to,
thank you, Denise.
insert my opinion
Mhm.
about what someone is doing in their life,
Yeah.
their affairs, and all the stuff that all these content creators and YouTubers like to put out there. I'm just not that one. Like
Yes.
I said, I've been doing YouTube since what, 2019,
Yeah.
and I haven't even reached 1,000 subs yet, and I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. You
Mhm.
know why? Because I'm not riding on the coattail of anybody.
Thank you.
I'm doing
Yeah.
my thing.
Yes.
So if I post my morning devotional, I'm doing that because I want to share what is important to me. And it could help someone.
Mhm.
It could really, really help someone. But then you have to think about, okay, so now have I labeled myself? Have I put myself into a box? if that's the case, so be it. I was on a live of a fellow YouTuber, and we were talking about it, and I said, it's ironic that I would get maybe 5,000 views on a video of me going to get a Brazilian wax,
Yeah.
but I'll get 20 views on the verse of the day.
Thank you. I mean,
That is
oh,
so crazy.
yeah, yeah. Isn't that interesting though? As a content creator, it makes us kind of sit back like, okay.
But that's okay, and I'm okay with that, because I don't want to take any shortcuts. That's why it took me so long to go live, because at the time when I think in 2019 or during COVID or whatever, you had to have at least 1,000 subscribers before you could even go live. But then they have the streaming platforms that will allow you to go live without having 1,000 subs. And I said, you know what? I want to do the work. Want to do the work.
That's just, one of the many reasons I respect and love you. You know that, but you share a variety of your life and what you stand for. And like you said, you don't ride on nobody's coattails. You stand for yourself.
No.
And you wouldn't take it if it was handed to you. I know that.
Right. Yeah. But like, who said it? Kevin Hart. Everybody want to be famous, but don't nobody want to do the work.
Yes.
I want to put the work in. And if it's only just one person or two people or even three people, I know for a fact I don't have a video that has less than 5 views. Okay. And so those 5 people, somebody has been blessed, because that is my prayer, that I am blessed to be a greater blessing to others. And the topic came up about religion, right? And because I had made that comment that, why is it that, there's so many views on me going to get a yoni steam or, a wax, but then there's the lesser views with the verse of the day or the morning devotional. Right. And it was relayed back to me that people who are religious or, religion tend to be judgmental. And I never want that to be the case. I mean, how can Jen, seriously, how can I judge anybody about anything? Seriously.
I know what you're saying.
You know my story. Yeah. I would never judge anybody for anything.
She won't. You guys.
I'm not going to do it. No. I'm just not going to do it.
No.
Nope.
Not going to happen. No. Now, will you lift people up and encourage them and tell them, yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Because all lives matter.
That's right.
Everybody matters.
Yeah.
People put people in categories. People, with their insecurities and their, what do you call it? They stick to their, like, we don't mess with people that are dropouts. We don't mess with people.
It gets so deep, so serious. Like
they're not Hispanic, or they're not this, or they're not that. I'm not in that lane.
Right.
I am not in that lane. I am just Simply Drina. Maybe I'll make a new channel called Simply Drina.
I think you should. That hits. Like, that hits. We're children of God. Like,
period.
What else? You know what I mean? What matters?
Yeah. I do so many things religiously. And if sharing a verse of the day or doing a morning devotional, if that makes me religious, then maybe I am religious. I don't know. I know that I have tapped into my spirituality. I know that I was born and raised in the church. And I know that at some point when I became a teenager, I needed to find out for myself and have my own thoughts about the world we live in and life in general.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to embrace that. And there's some ups and downs. I'm not perfect. I'm not without sin. I fall short of the glory of God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not to get off topic, but
Right.
just it's already hard enough being in a relationship, but being in a relationship as a YouTuber content creator has its areas of opportunity. Let's
Okay.
just say that.
Okay. If you had any advice, let's say, just randomly for another,
That's right, Denise.
yes,
I'm sorry. People love to see other people.
they
Girl,
do.
me
Right.
too. I love,
Yeah.
I like looking at other people's drama, but I don't want to
It's
be desensitized.
it's like that whole driving by the car accident.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I got
how I
a
always
story
think of
for
it.
you for
Mhm.
that. Do you know several years ago, I was on my way to choir rehearsal. It was about 7 o'clock at night. I was running late. It was a lot of traffic, and there was an accident. And I'm like, all these people are slowing down, looking at this accident, and I am not gonna do it. I literally refused to do it. So I'm not
Yeah.
going to look. I'm not going to look. So I drove straight past it as traffic was going slow. I did not look.
Mhm.
Do you know? And I don't know if I ever shared this. That was my great grandmother. Do you know she was in the fast lane on her way to choir rehearsal, and she had some I think it was some ignition work or gas line work, whatever, done on her van, and it caught fire. So instead of and the police was trying to catch up with her because they saw her van was on fire,
Yes.
and she didn't pull over to the shoulder. She pulled over in the fast lane because that's where she was.
Kind of panicked, probably. Yeah.
Right. And she pulled so close to the wall, she
Mhm.
couldn't open the door, but the rest of the car was on fire,
Mhm.
and she died. She burned in that van alive. But it was by the grace of God that I didn't look. Had I looked,
Oh
I
yeah.
would have known it was my great
You would
grandmother.
have lost it. Yeah.
I would have lost it.
Oh,
God protects us.
yes, he does.
God
Even when
protects.
we don't know it. Even when we don't know it until
That's
after.
right. That's right.
Oh, oh my
Mhm.
goodness. Yes, you
Mhm.
know it. Denise says, I hate drama. It hurts to see people in a
Yeah.
messed up spot. It does. It does. And it hurts to see people like being joyful and like loving to see people hurt.
Right.
I know you know what I mean, and without even mentioning specifics, but when you see certain people or their spouse or their family even being trolled, um,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something I can't get with. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot do that. Okay.
I have I have experienced that.
Mhm.
You know, we spoke before about me not being a YouTuber just until just a couple years ago,
Mhm.
and my man
Mhm.
is a vlogger slash content creator,
Yes.
and I didn't know anything about that world, right? So I was fascinated, and
Mhm.
I supported him 100%. As time went on, I started, getting insecure. I started getting insecure because I started seeing like certain comments, from females, and, messages,
Mhm.
in the inbox or whatever. And, I thought that, well, wow, um, what is happening? What are we doing? What's going on
Mhm.
here? To no fault of his, though.
Right. Right.
He wasn't reaching out to them.
Mhm.
They're reaching out to him. So how do you handle that? How does your man handle it?
Exactly.
'Cause I know you get it all day.
And that's the thing. It's like for myself, respectfully to anyone else, For one, I don't like to, I don't thrive on drama, for one.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, one side or the other. As long as
Right.
somebody's not being like overtly disrespectful and grimy, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just, I'll just ignore it unless it has to be addressed. You know what I mean?
Right. Some
There's
of
a,
you just
there's a fine line.
most of it can be ignored.
Yeah.
Like Facebook Messenger. I don't even
Okay.
fool with Facebook Messenger.
No.
And my apologies to anyone who sends me messages on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
I do not look at those messages
Mm-hmm.
because they are explicit.
Okay. Yes.
They're pornographic.
Mm-hmm.
They're unacceptable. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. I'm not. You're not going to get a response out of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna need you to have several seats.
Yes.
Who did- Oh, and sometimes, my man will answer the phone, like, cause I'll get calls.
Oh, I bet.
Like, you could call someone on
Yeah.
Messenger,
Uh-huh.
and they'll call back to back to back to back. And I think there was one time he answered. I'm like, don't answer that. I don't even know that number.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a man had literally was exposing himself. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
He was exposing himself. I'm like, oh, dude, really? I'm like, I don't know him.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. Who does that?
Drina, you just opened this door for me to share a story. So you guys blame Drina. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, let me have a little.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to have a little toast of this story.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who or what, but there was someone that I saw on a social media platform, and I thought, this person has talent, right?
Uh-huh.
I would love to be able to pick their brain, get the backstory. Let's say.
Right.
I'm being very careful here. You know what I mean?
I feel you 100%.
Now, okay. I had brought it up to them about doing an interview and speaking about what they've been through, where they got to where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of strange events took place during that time. This was all through IG. Like, I never gave my personal phone number, never anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always like a short video message, talking. Oh, yeah, hit me up later on. I'm really busy today. I'm just blah, blah, blah. But the messages started getting more and more weird. Like, why are you messaging me in the shower? Mind you, it's from here up. Okay. But still.
Oh, yeah. That's an automatic block. That's an automatic delete.
Yeah. It took me like, okay, the first one was jarring. Like, what is this? Like, is this a joke? And this is like a verified person. The second one, and this is how dumb I am or felt or am or whatever. I didn't even catch it. This person sent a video clip of themselves holding a piece of art.
Okay.
And it was sitting down near their waistline. There was something. And I thought, how sad. Like this. I mean, I could laugh or it could go either way. I didn't get it. I thought this person had a hernia. I was like, oh, that's so sad. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Follow me here. And somebody else that was in the room with me was like, Jen, that's not a hernia.
Girl. Wait a minute. Let me do my Kenya from
Look at Denise right here. She's like, Jen, that's all I'm going to say. But do you know this person was interviewed on a very large platform months later?
Really?
And I was like, well, if I had to pass on that because, you know what I'm saying? Then so be it. But I didn't even catch what that was at first. Like somebody had to tell me, Jenna, that's not a hernia, sweetheart. That
Gosh.
I just thought, well, God bless him.
Right. You know what? Sometimes sometimes it can appear that,
Right, Denise?
sometimes it can appear that we are game goofy, but
Yes.
we're far from it. We're far from it. Well, I no, I am not game goofy.
Mm-hmm.
If something is inappropriate,
Mm-hmm.
everything doesn't need a response.
Yeah.
Just
And
smile.
that's where it stopped for me. It was just like boom, block. But
Yeah.
I just felt in that moment like I spoke to you like surface level appropriate. I just wanted to be responded to in the same way, you know?
That brings me back to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to accept it or not, you are a celebrity. YouTube is TV. So you're on TV. You're on TV and you're going live, you're doing videos, you're creating posts, you're putting your personal information out there. But here's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting out there just enough.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is not out there. You are a private person.
Mm-hmm.
I am a private person. People may not believe it because they think that I share everything,
Yeah.
but what you see on social media and on my YouTube
Mm-hmm.
is not even a third of what is really going on in my life. My whole mission and my whole vision and my goal is, because I am blessed, is to be a greater blessing to others. And that is why during COVID, that's when me and my man really got close. My vision and my mission was to be a greater blessing to other people, because people only have time to watch TV, watch social media, because we couldn't leave the house, right?
Yeah.
Except Martell from from what, what's the reality show? Martell
Oh,
Melody, bless their heart.
yeah.
Mm, Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Girl,
I
if he
know.
could stop leaving the house during
But
COVID.
nobody could.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
impossible. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So um the concept had come to me, Real Housewives of YouTubers.
Yep.
And not necessarily just housewives of YouTubers, spouses of
Mhm.
YouTubers, house, spouses of content creators.
Mhm.
What do they
Okay.
what do they feel and think about that? Like,
Right.
what
And
do their
now
women think about that? Like,
while
how
you're on
do
that, while you're on that point, you were telling me in a conversation before a content creator is what?
okay,
Technically.
so I had to learn this myself. So
Okay.
somewhere in the YouTube guidelines, or I know that it is a credible source, that a YouTuber is a person that has a YouTube channel
Okay.
and they have less than 1,000 subscribers. I would fall into that category. Once you hit 1,000 subscribers, then you are considered a content creator. So my man is a content creator.
Mhm.
I'm a YouTuber. I desire, to be a
Absolutely.
content creator at some point, and it'll come in God's
Yes.
timing. And
That's
I'm
right.
going to keep posting my verse of the day. I'm going
Amen.
to keep doing my morning devotionals. And then I had someone suggest that, oh, okay, well, why don't you just read the verse of the day while you're getting your Brazilian wax? No, I'm not going to do that. So,
Right. You
that,
do what you do. Yeah.
it don't go together.
Look at yeah, right here. This is what your man said right here. An influencer. Yes. I mean that.
Yes, an influencer. And then once you become an influencer,
Mhm.
then you, oh my gosh, that's a whole nother
That
topic.
opens up a whole different. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you notice that the influencers,
Mm.
they don't they don't put their life out there. They just do like just
Like a
selfies,
little
selfies,
sprinkle, a little
selfies,
tease of
selfies.
it. Yeah.
Right. So they get a bunch of people to follow them,
Uh-huh.
specifically men
Yes.
or women who like women.
Mhm.
And I don't have a problem with that. But
Right.
that's what they put out there, and they
Right.
become like social media influencers.
Yes. I see that a
So
lot.
it's not really my goal,
Mhm.
but I'm not against it either. I'm like, just live and let live. That's
Yes.
my motto. Live and let live.
Mhm. That's
If
right.
you like it, I love it. If that's what floats your boat,
Yes.
then hey,
Hey, my
do
oldest son, he knows when I say that. All right, mom, I know what you're saying. Like,
it.
I'm just gonna, he knows,
How old is your son?
he's my oldest is 27.
Oh,
So
okay. That's
he
what's
knows
up.
we grew up together basically.
Wow. Okay.
You know?
I heard I listened to
Yeah.
your video on your story about that.
Yeah.
So,
I've got a couple more little updates I'm going to do too. Now, let's jump here. And this is something you and I have spoke about, but your man's bringing this up too.
yes, honey. Yes. That
Felon love means, how would you describe that?
I would describe that as if you are a felon,
Mhm.
meaning that you have been charged with, no, not just charged, you have been convicted
Right.
of a crime
Mhm.
that was a felony, then you are a felon.
Okay.
So if you are in a relationship with a person that also
Mm.
is a felon, I call it felon love. I know
Okay.
it sounds kind of cliche, but
It makes sense
felon
when you
love.
hear it. Okay.
It's real. I am experiencing it. I'm
Mhm.
experiencing it right now. And one thing that there's a lady that told me before I was released from the detention center, I was afraid about being on probation.
Mhm.
And a word of wisdom that she gave to me was to do probation. Do not let probation do you. That always stuck with me. That's always stuck with me. I always was afraid, like, oh my God, they're gonna be able to just come up in my house anytime. I'm not gonna be able to live my life. But there's some things that we have to be aware of because that's a choice.
Mhm.
That's a choice. You chose to be with someone who is a felon. And if
Mhm.
you're not educated, excuse me, if you
Yeah.
don't know your rights, if you're not educated, then you or that other person could be land in jail or prison. So even if you're not a felon, are you a felon?
No.
Okay, so if you're not a felon, and let's just say hypothetically, because I don't know your situation, if your man is a felon
Mhm.
and you're not, then basically you're a felon. So
Mhm.
that's just kind of like an alcoholic being married to someone who doesn't drink and then they go through rehab or whatever. They're also an alcoholic because they have to go through therapy, because if the alcoholic is going through withdrawals or want to change their life,
Right.
the other person is also going through that experience with them.
Yes.
So
Oh,
you got so two people in love that are forced to live with certain awarenesses, right? What are those awarenesses? I have a subscriber. She's such a beautiful soul. Triple threat.
Triple
Triple
threat.
threat
Shout
firearms.
out triple threat.
All things firearms. And
Okay.
I'm telling you, she breaks it down to the ridiculous. And so I'm a felon. Okay. That's not something I'm proud of. I wasn't a child and said, when I grow up, I want to be a felon.
Sure.
It's just, that's my, life circumstances. So therefore, I can't have firearms around me.
Right.
Okay. If your guy or your dude or your significant other is a felon and you're not, but you want to invoke your right to bear arms, you can't do that.
What's the problem?
You can't do that because you could let him in jail or prison.
Yes.
Even if it's in a lockbox or, you take all the precautions, that could land him in prison. And I'm talking about he's off parole. You're off probation. This is a lifetime. Until laws change, you cannot have a firearm. Okay? Cannot be caught with a firearm. So there's other ways that you can protect your family and that you can protect yourself without putting, you, him, or her and your family at risk of going to prison or going back to jail or even just a bullet.
That's right. That's
have a bullet.
Really?
Yes.
That's wild to me.
We bought a car and it was a used car. There was a bullet in that car. It wasn't our bullet. It just happened they didn't clean the car out good.
Now imagine.
Let's say we got pulled over. And they found that. And there was a time, and I'll tell you this quick story. Curtis and I went to Thunder Valley, and we was in the parking garage, and we weren't driving or anything, and he fired up a blunt. He actually stepped outside the car and fired up a blunt, and we're in California, so we know weed is legal in California. And someone, I guess a security guard, was riding around on a bicycle or whatever, and he smelled it and reported it. And the next thing you know, like 3 or 4 sheriffs pulled up on us. I got all the video footage. I just never released it. But yes, and I was ready to invoke my rights because I'm like, no, I'm so avid on know your rights. I did not consent to a search. And the fact that you smell marijuana doesn't have anything to do with us, but because I only spent 6 months in the county jail. He spent 20 years in prison.
Yeah.
So he was basically telling me like, zip it.
Yeah. Just
be quiet and don't say nothing. But I was really ready to tell them, like, no, we don't consent to a search. And just because you smell marijuana doesn't mean that we're smoking marijuana. What marijuana do you smell? Some marijuana that was in my pocket from when I was at home.
Yeah. Or somebody walking by. Or who knows? Yeah.
Or, a half burnt joint that was in the ashtray that was, not in here anymore. We have to think about these things. Yeah. You have to.
That just blows my mind, but you're right. And I remember hearing this, you know what I mean? You can be laced up from both sides. You know what I mean? I've heard things like this from a side of my family that has also been incarcerated, either long-term or several times. And as you know, part of my family was ex-law enforcement or retired. My own dad would tell me, don't you ever let nobody in your house without asking. And not that I had any reason to worry about that, but just trying to tell me, do you have a search warrant? Do you have, know your rights?
Know your rights. And here's what my thing is. What I always encourage people
Mhm.
is stop trying to do your lawyering on the streets. You ask one simple question. Am I free to leave?
Ah,
If I'm not free to leave, then you're obviously detaining me. I want my lawyer, and
okay.
then zip it.
Okay. See,
Write it out.
I like that you put it that way
Write
because
it out.
I've heard the term, am I being detained? But I've never heard, am I free to leave?
Yeah, you don't even have to ask if you're being detained. The question is, am I free to leave?
Yeah.
If you're not free to leave, then you are being detained.
Yes.
And if you are being detained, then you want
Self-explanatory.
your lawyer, and
Mhm.
then you don't need to say nothing else.
Right.
Just write it out. If they're going to arrest you, then let your lawyer handle that. But you got to give your lawyer something to work with.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Right. And see, this is something that's important for so many reasons, but a lot of us think, and I remember being in a situation several years back, like one of my kids got into a situation where I was like, she didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, she can talk. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Mm-mm.
This is looking a little too friendly.
Mm.
And then those thoughts kept coming back to me where my stepfather or my dad would be like, they don't have to, they're not there to help you necessarily. Okay.
You think,
Yeah.
right?
They
Denise has
don't even
a
have to tell you
question.
the truth.
Denise says that like, so if you're a felon, are your rights taken away?
What it depends on what rights, right? Like, is there
Yeah.
certain,
For number one, you can no longer, you do not have the right to bear arms
right.
any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, laws have changed to where when you're a felon, you do have the right to vote. You can vote.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to getting jobs, and I don't know why I thought you was in another time zone, girl. You in California. You right here in Salinas. But what people don't know, and I had to learn that, I had to learn it the hard way, is that if, like, as far as employment,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're a felon, if you, okay, let me rephrase that. You cannot get denied for a job based on a past conviction or a felony that has nothing to do with the job in which you are applying. And I'm
Really?
not telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. I would let things slide by because I promise you, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get a job. I'm not ever going to be able to vote. I had a very good job, for 20 years at the same company.
Mm-hmm.
And I applied for another job, and they sent me the letter of, what is it called? The letter, when you get the letter to confirm your employment, what is it
Yeah.
called?
Like the job offer, the
Yeah,
official. Yeah.
the job offer. Got a job offer letter, and then they did the background check.
Mm-hmm.
And when the background check came back, it showed that I had felonies, and then they rescinded the job offer. And so I was tired of that. So I said, let me look up my rights. Let me do a little bit of research. So after the research, that I learned that, okay, this job that I'm applying for has nothing to do with the past conviction and the felony that I have. So I looked up the penal code, and I simply copied it and pasted it into the email, and they replied back to me and said, you're absolutely correct.
Okay.
And they moved forward with, proceeding with the job. So, and I worked with that company for about 7 years.
Okay.
But if you don't know your rights, then they're going to tell you anything, because they halfway don't know the rights.
Right.
Because the the mother company
Mm-hmm.
may not be in California.
Right. And they're just banking on you not knowing your own rights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. So you gotta know your rights. You have to
No,
know
you're
your rights.
right. Yes. Pastor Tony says here, why do you think they take away the right to vote?
They did before, but
Mhm,
not any longer. I think that the change happened, I think, during the Obama
mhm,
administration,
mhm.
that felons have the right to vote. Why they took that right away, I don't know.
Yeah.
We already have enough rights being taken away as, being convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
And everybody has done something that is illegal. They just didn't get caught.
Thank you. That's something I say
Clear about
all
that.
the time. Like, just and just think of all the things you have not been caught for. And not that they're like completely like tragic, but
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it,
Hmm.
people, I mean, a crime is a crime. A sin
A
is a
crime is a
sin,
crime.
you know?
A sin is a sin. There is no little sin. There is no big sin. There's
Mhm,
no little white lie, and there's no, regular lie.
mhm.
Because telling a lie and killing someone is, in God's eyes, sin is sin.
Oh,
Period.
right here. Yeah,
Sin is sin. But the world don't look at it like that. The
right.
world looks through a natural and a carnal mind. And
Mhm.
that brings me back to the felon love. The
Okay.
felon love. I am in
Mhm,
love with a felon. And
mhm.
a felon is in love with me.
Mm,
But you know what? I am a woman, a human, and he is
sure.
a man and a human. And our past mistakes do not define who we are. But if we move in the space of not knowing what our rights are,
Mhm,
more so than a person that don't have no felonies or never got convicted or caught of their crimes, whatever,
mhm.
we can't move in that space or we'll be stuck.
Yeah,
We'll be stuck. We'll miss opportunities. Um, People think they know what the law is, and will put that on you, put that jacket on you and that coat on you, and it doesn't apply. So you got to know your rights. I'm not saying know the law back and forth and forth and back, but as it pertains to your situation, you have to know what you can do and what you can't do. Okay. So we do know one thing for sure, that if you're a felon, you can't handle firearms. Okay.
right.
That
Yeah.
sent my man back to prison for
Oh,
2-3 years
okay.
on the fact that his ex had, she rightfully so had a registered firearm.
See, and I think, well, I know of at least three people
Hmm.
who have been in similar situations where, like, well, I'm not a felon. That was in my handbag, or that was in my vehicle. Whatever the case may be. It's just like you said, know your rights and know your partner's rights.
Right. And that's
Because
very important. That's
yeah,
very important. So outside of knowing your rights and being a felon or being in a relationship with a felon,
mhm,
there's other stuff. There are other things that people like, you see people gonna put on social media, everything that's good, great, excellent, rainbows and
yeah,
butterflies and walking in the park, but they don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Because
thank you.
I used to have a problem, and I'm a keep it 100.
Mhm,
I'm a light sleeper.
mhm,
So if I wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I don't, and you're not in the bed, but you're on social media, like, what are we doing here?
okay, I'm right here with you. Yeah,
What are we doing? Because I mean, you can't sleep.
what's
I
going
mean,
on?
are you addicted to going live? Are you trying to I don't know. My mind just
Yeah.
goes.
Well, yeah. I think that's
My mind goes
understandable. It
there.
goes
It
everywhere.
goes there.
Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
used to. I mean, I'm cool now, but
Yeah.
it will
Yeah.
go there. And so, rightfully so.
Hmm.
Rightfully so. If you're getting out of the bed and you're going on YouTube and you're going live in the middle of the night, to me, yeah, maybe it's an insecurity that I have. Why are you waiting for me to go sleep so you can go, get out the bed and then go live?
Hmm.
I don't like. I couldn't understand it.
Right.
Okay, and
Hmm.
then there's you know females sliding into your DMs, and I feel that the conversations and pictures or whatever are inappropriate. Why are we entertaining that? So do I
Right.
need to interject myself, or do I just sit back and don't say anything at all?
Okay. See, and I, I can relate to what you're saying on a couple different levels,
Mm-hmm.
because there are times
Mm-hmm.
when, I mean, I'm a light sleeper as well. And there's times when, for some odd reason, my best idea might come to me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people might think that's so dumb, but it just,
No, it's
right?
real. It's not
So
done.
I think, let me jump on and make this video or go live. But
Mm-hmm.
I can also see how that looks looking
Mm-hmm.
back. And then I have, let me say, two uh, female acquaintances
Yeah.
who men are content creators.
Yeah.
And the things they have had to deal with, and not that their men have hid that from them,
Yeah.
because a lot of families share, family plan and have the same email or whatever, the things they have had to see are just completely disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also important for us as females to know how to carry ourselves in a way
Bam.
that is respectful to both parties in that
Right.
relationship.
Right. You would be surprised. Like, so that I do my morning devotional.
Yes.
Regardless if I record it, make a video, upload it, do it
Mhm.
live, whatever, it doesn't matter. My morning starts with I get up before anybody else gets up in the morning, and I have to have my devotion
Mhm.
so I can know how, like, we pray, right? That's us talking to God. And
Mhm.
then we read the word, and that's God speaking to us.
Mhm.
That's my belief, my opinion. I'm not trying to put my beliefs or,
Right.
nobody, right? I
Mhm.
respect everyone's choice, right?
Mhm.
So I will do that. And there's been times where I've been judged. Like, how are you gonna be doing the morning devotional and then you're getting a Brazilian wax because I need one. Okay, I got
Right.
buckwheat headlock. Okay, and it's gotta go.
Right.
So I think that a lot of women, especially in my age range, don't understand the importance of self care.
Yes.
And there's a tasteful way to do things.
Right.
Tasteful.
Exactly.
And I run it by my man first.
Mhm.
Like, babe.
There you
And
go.
most of the time, he's doing the recording.
Okay. So you partner together on it. That's number
Absolutely.
one. Yeah.
Yes. And there's some things he's like, absolutely not.
Right.
No, that's not going on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Like, as far as the Brazilian wax thing, that, for a lot of women, I mean, not to get too deep on anyone, but it is what it is. Like, that can be lighthearted for us to be like, okay, like, I can relate to this girl. Like, this is something that's an everyday situation, or not every day, but you know what I mean? Like, whenever you go, you go. Like,
Yeah.
you have to
This
be
is
relatable.
self-care. It's
Yeah.
self-care. It's self-maintenance. We're
Yes.
we're not getting any younger.
Hmm.
Okay. There's some little grays down there,
Right.
and you got to get it out. I mean, you have
Yes.
to take care of yourself the same way that you met your
Yeah.
dude,
It
or the
makes
same
you
way you
feel good.
yourself. You need
Yes.
to keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Yes.
Um, because it's not cute. It's not
Right.
cute to smell like convalescent home, and maybe your clutchers not doing what they used to do.
Right.
Carry your little, personal little
Do it. Yeah.
sanitary bag,
Yes.
and do what you do.
Yeah.
But for you though, my dear, um, how do you move in that space? I know you mentioned like you have ideas that come to you at certain times of the morning, and it may appear to be an appropriate time. You know, just you alone, as beautiful as you are, sliding out the bed, going to the phone. It's all innocent,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just trying to get your thoughts out. How does your man deal with that?
I am very, see, I don't view myself as, and I'm not, maybe other people, like you just said those things and it's so nice. I don't particularly look at myself in that way.
Mhm.
Um, I struggle with my own personal issues about myself. Um, and my situation is complicated,
Yeah.
but I would say that I think it, I mean, I'm just being honest, it
Yeah.
holds me back a lot. I could probably, if I'm being truthful, I could probably be doing a lot more and being far more creative if I wasn't trying to tread lightly around everyone else.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you think that, and I respect that what you're saying 100%. Do you think that being a content creator has had a has affected your relationship in a negative way or in a positive way?
I think originally, now mind you, let me put it like this. When you're dealing with a home that's already on a fractured foundation,
Yeah. Mhm.
um, you work with what you got, right?
Yep. Mhm.
So I've done the best I can, and I will continue doing that. Um, and I'm just being honest for everybody out there.
Yeah.
There's reasons why I don't go delve into.
Right.
You understand? People that know
Rightfully
me understand.
so. Rightfully
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I think in ways it has held me back, and I think, I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I think it probably has not been a positive
Mhm. Mhm.
in that area.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you think it's because of insecurities?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's real. That's 100% real. I can say there were some times when I didn't really understand the whole YouTube uh world,
Mhm.
and I had some insecurities. I had some insecurities. I had self-esteem issues, um self-perception, how are people looking at me? I'm connected to this person, and what are people thinking? Like, do they, like, do
Yeah.
they think I'm being a hypocrite or I'm living a lie?
Mhm.
But I had to come to terms with, girl, this
Mhm.
is not, people don't, we don't post everything that's going on.
Can you imagine? Yeah, if we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't post everything that's going on. And I don't just post all the good, great, and excellent things.
And that's one of the many things I love about you, because
Mhm.
there was a night when I couldn't sleep
Mhm. Mhm.
and you went live, and I mean, it was
Now you know I don't be going live, so it had to be
No.
real.
Yeah.
It
So I'll just,
had
you
to
know what I
be
mean?
real.
It was a moment, and you were
Yeah.
just being raw and real and what was going on with you. And that was so relatable to me in that moment where I didn't feel brave enough to say, hey, I'm going through that too.
Yeah. 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 This is awesome. This
Yeah.
is great because sometimes I be thinking like I can't possibly be the only person that's going through this. I can't
Mhm.
possibly be the only person in a relationship
Mhm.
that is a YouTuber and
Mhm.
or content creator. If there's somebody else experiencing this, and my whole thing is I am so blessed.
Yeah.
Therefore, I must be a greater blessing to others.
That's right.
So if that means that I have to be persecuted, I would rather be persecuted for righteousness' sake than be persecuted for some foolery that,
Yes.
I've done that. Been there, done that,
Me too.
spoke about it, got a t-shirt, refrigerator, magnet, key, spoke about
Right?
all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't be less than 100% authentic. So when I do come on with my videos and I do talk about relationship, I think I have to clean up my playlist. I got like
Me
relationship
too.
um,
Yeah.
and my man, he's so supportive. He just go along with it, and then some things he'd be like, "Nope, don't post that." Or like I don't know if you have an iPhone, but there's
I
like
don't. My kids clown me every day. They're like, Mom, you got to get with it. I'm due for an upgrade like around Valentine's Day. My
oh
kids act like
sure.
I am like suffering. I love my little Samsung, but I just feel like I'm going to have to do the iPhone thing.
He has a Samsung. He loves his Android. He is not switching over. I'm an iPhone girl,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I'm used to my iPhone. I'm used
Okay.
to my iPhone. So yeah, I get it. I
I
get it.
might do it. I might do it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
I know.
change is difficult.
See, and that's me. Like, I don't like change. When I
Yeah.
get comfortable, I mean, and that's not always a good thing, but I like being comfortable.
Yeah, change is difficult.
Yeah.
But, change is like going through the 5 stages of grief, which, I mean, it sounds like putting 10 on a 2, but even when you're changing, internet providers, or you're changing TVs and you're so used to how your remote works and you can literally just, don't even have to look at the remote to press the buttons, whatever.
Mhm.
Switching over to something else, it's like I need my bifocals. I need the
Right.
light. I'm like, okay, where's the button? It's hard. Change is hard, but the only thing consistent in life is change.
Mm.
So we're gonna either embrace it or we just gonna be living like under a rock
Yeah.
or dinosaurs.
You can fight it all the way, but it's still going to happen.
Yeah, it's still gonna happen.
Yeah.
And people grow apart. I hate
Hmm.
to say it, people grow apart. My man, he doesn't have any children, biological children,
Okay.
but I have one last minor child.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, baby, he loves her like she is his own child.
Mhm.
And she knows it. And she loves him. He takes her to school. He picks her up from school. They have their me time
Yeah.
and all that. And I absolutely love it because I was in my previous relationship
Mhm.
was many years. I got married at a very very young age.
Right. Yeah.
25, 30 years
Mhm.
with one person. And so now here is a change. And this change involves a man who people are looking at me like, okay, and why are you with him again? Because they only see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have two felons, excuse me, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
two felons, two people in a relationship, and they both have felonies, I'm not no better than anybody else.
Right.
However, I do have standards.
Mm-hmm.
I do have goals. And from the gate, I put it all out there. This is what I'm going to deal with, and this is what I'm not going to deal with. Here are the deal breakers. Let's put it all out on the table right now.
Yeah.
Put it on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mean that everything's going to be perfect. But when you put it on the table up front, I'm not doing no plan. I'm not I'm dating with intentions,
Yes.
and honesty, trust, and mutual respect is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of those three are compromised, then we go deal with it. And I
Yeah.
got every reason. If there's anybody out there right now who is in a relationship with a content creator or YouTuber, and um, they have mishandled your heart and your trust, then if they love you, then they will allow you at any given time to pick up their phone and look at their DMs, pick up their phone, look at their text messages. Why? Because you created that environment.
Mm-hmm.
You created that environment. Because everybody started off with an A plus,
Yeah.
right? But we're not all perfect.
That's right.
But when you break the trust, it doesn't mean that I'm going to throw you away.
Mm-hmm.
It just means that, okay, you apologize, you're remorseful. I love you. You love me. You made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yes.
But what do you do after the mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I know that your situation is delicate, and I want to be respectful. At the same time, whatever you have to offer to be a greater blessing to others is on the table. It's welcome. We need it. We're sisters. We're women. We are
Yes.
queens.
Yes.
Being a queen is a mentality. It's
Mm.
not an outward adornment. It's on what's on the inside.
I appreciate that, and I needed that.
What can you offer to other women that are
Mm-hmm.
in your situation?
Yes. Yeah. That's an ever changing and evolving situation, you know.
Yes,
But I'm not gonna fold,
that's right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, uh, it really helps me
Mm-hmm.
to, as a woman and as a person, to connect with people like you, and that I know have
Ditto.
great intentions. Yes,
Yeah.
and we build each other up, and I
Yeah.
need that, not I hope that doesn't sound needy or selfish but I need that. But it
No,
makes me feel
absolutely,
good to give it
absolutely not.
back.
Do you know that when you don't have to always agree with a person. We don't always have to agree with one another. In fact, it would be best if we often disagreed
Mhm.
and then talk it out and understand one another and say, hey, you know what? I didn't think about it like that.
Yes.
Or, you just shed some light on that for me. Had a person that I really loved as a friend. She was a new friend,
Mhm.
but I really thought, we were like solid.
Yeah.
And I did not jump on her narrative.
Okay.
And I thought that that was cool, right? I don't
Mhm.
agree with that, but girl, let's move forward and agree to disagree
Yeah.
and keep moving in sisterhood. And
Mhm.
she couldn't do it. She literally sent me a personal text message
Yeah.
that yeah, this is the end of our journey.
Wow.
And
Okay.
it kind of hurt my feelings, but you know
Well,
what?
yeah.
I had to
See,
keep
and
moving.
that's why I don't even really sound shocked because I've had a similar situation
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of took me the same way like, what? Really?
Right. Yeah.
I really thought we were both grown, but okay.
Right.
You
That part.
know?
Yeah.
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 But
Wow.
I'm glad we can be here for each other, for others,
Yeah.
and lift other people up through our
Yeah.
platform and allow other people to be there for us. And
Right.
I just feel like it's an all around like blessing if we hold ourselves to the right standard. And
Yeah.
I just thank you so much, Trina. Like you are a blessing to
No,
my
I thank
life.
you. See, these are the type of friendships that that we desire to have. Is that we don't have to talk every day.
Yeah.
We don't have to message every day.
Hmm.
We don't even have to watch every single video or live. But we know that we have something
Yeah.
similar.
Yep.
We have something that cannot be uh, cannot be broken. And
Right.
that is the love that we have for ourselves,
Hmm.
for other people, for our children, and for God. Everything else come and go.
That's right. That's right. And I love that message. Mind you guys, these topics were thought of by none other than Drina right here. So
Um,
all credit, due to you. These are things that like I said in the beginning, I feel like a lot of people want to talk about, but might not want to step into it. But you do so with such grace and beauty that it can really translate to all sides. So I thank you for your time, your
Thank
friendship.
you for even inviting me to your platform. It took me
Oh,
some time. I was like, ooh, she want to go live? What?
yes.
But you
Yes.
know what? That's a good thing because all things work together for the good.
Amen. That's right.
So
Indeed. Thank
that
you. Great conversation, ladies.
this has really helped me. So I will
Thank
try to go
you.
live more often, even
Please
if there's maybe one person or two people that tap in, whatever. People catch on to watch back, and if they don't, they don't. It is what it is.
That's right. You guys tap into Greena's Haven 916. I will link her info in the description. If you're not subscribed to her, subscribe. I will have all her info. This beautiful woman is a dear friend to me, and I cherish her. And I hope you guys take the time to check her out. And I just thank you, Greta.
Yeah. And then this is also being streamed to my channel. So I will also put your information.
Thank
I
you.
be shouting you out all the time anyway.
I know. If anyone on YouTube, I'm telling you guys, is gonna share, shout you out, and be. I mean, I'm across the board. Drina shares everyone that she believes in and loves.
Yeah.
Like, she's solid, you guys. I'm not even playing. Go look.
I enjoyed you tonight, my dear. Wow,
Yes,
this is
guys.
an hour and a half, and man,
We got to do it
I
again.
can go on for another hour and a
Yeah,
half. But you know what?
yeah,
We're gonna keep it good. We're gonna keep it nice. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it
yes,
sweet. We're gonna keep it simple, and we're gonna hook up again.
yes.
And I would be honored to come on again. And
It would
you know,
be
offline we'll talk, and you'll show me how to do it, and then
absolutely.
I could do it. You could join my,
That's
join my
right.
platform, whatever. We got lots of talk about. We have
We do.
more of Real Housewives of YouTubers,
I'm with it.
more of Felon Love to
I'm
talk
with it.
about.
You guys check Drina out. Thank you, Drina. Much love and blessings. And remember, you guys keep your heart convicted.
That's right.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon, Drina. Thank you.
Okay, right on, girl.
God bless.
Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever